clear-cut chances that we have to put them away. To win consistently in this league, when you are in those moments, you have to kill the game. We didn't. We left the game open, and then in the second half, straight away we started to give too many balls away, concede too many long throws and corners, and the game was really disturbed. We never got the momentum that we got in the first half.
Sometimes football is like this, you create, we play good, but you don't score, you don't win the games. It's hard, it's difficult, hurt, but what we can do now is past. We have to realize, wake up and improve and come back.
We had a few issues in the beginning with the shape, and we changed the shape and it was much better, but still not to defend everything, so still try to be brave with the ball and play through the lines. In some moments we did it well. Also in the first half we had some good moments, but in the second half it was much better. And in the end, you have to say, after the equaliser, you had that feeling that we had them in the ropes. It was a fantastic atmosphere, and they were really fighting for everything.
I was thinking that maybe if you're going to get an equaliser, it would come from a set piece or a corner. You had a few of those. But in fact, it's a brilliant move from the left-back position in front of your own corner flag almost.
Yeah, well, that's what it was about. It was about defending deep, and we knew we could threaten on the counter, and the goal did come from that, and it was excellent work by Moy. Slipped in a lovely ball, and very happy with the finish.
Well, that was a game of two halves, wasn't it?
Well, it was. I mean, Southampton had to stick together in that first half because they were under the cosh from Arsenal. They had to defend well. Arsenal created chances, but for good defending and good goalkeeping, really. Last-ditch tackles, which they had to do. They didn't collapse. As I said, they conceded the goal. They got men behind the ball, and Arsenal played some good stuff in that first half. But if it wasn't for this, as I said, that sticking together and the togetherness, relying on the goalkeeper here, that's a good save. Defenders first there to get rid of it. I mean, what about this for a tackle from El Elyounoussi? They changed it second half, went to more of a three at the back, Southampton, and then they got together. Then they weren't phased. They grew into that second half, started passing the ball, and they created one or two chances themselves. And the goal that they got, it starts from the goalkeeper. It's a really, really well worked goal. The pass, the little over there, then all of a sudden they're into the back four of Arsenal. Just have a look at where Armstrong comes from. El Elyounoussi was so impressive, particularly second half. We saw him with that unbelievable tackle, and then the weight of pass there to Armstrong. Watch the way he runs past 5 or 6 Arsenal players there into the space. He spots it, and it's a really clever finish. And Southampton did really well there. They deserved the point for their performance in the second half.
El Elyounoussi great, isn't he? Hasenhüttl said afterwards he's got no idea how many positions he's played for him because he is so versatile, and that tackle on Gabriel Jesus completely changed the game.
It did.
Yeah, and sometimes we've played in games before where you're struggling a bit to get into it as a team, and one big moment like a tackle like that, a last-ditch tackle, or one big, coming together where it's a block tackle, just changes the momentum. The stadium changes, the atmosphere, the feeling that you get changes, and sometimes it swings in your favour, as I think it did for Southampton.
It's not a bad point for Arsenal, is it? No. I mean, as Arteta and Gabriel Jesus said afterwards, that is football. There is a danger to overreact when they don't win because of the start.
I don't think there's any reason to overreact. They played well in the first half. They didn't in the second half, and Southampton came back into it. You have to accept that. You take a point and you move on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that they aren't. Who said that they're going to win all the games? They've had a little bit of a setback, a minor setback. They still got a draw. They've had a good start to the season. It's no big deal for them.
Start to the season it's been for them under Marco Silva. Arsenal was supposed to be invincible, resilient. What happened?
Yeah, you got to credit Southampton there. I think after the first half we were looking at it and saying the way Arsenal were going, you just could see Arsenal going on to score more goals, but Southampton dug in. And got the result. As it was 1-0, we spoke about it being 1-0 at half-time. It's always a dangerous scoreline. Southampton dug in and got the result and thoroughly deserved it in the end.
What we are used to seeing from Arsenal is some really good interplay, some nice football and scoring goals as well, Jamie, which we saw in the first half.
This was the case in the first half. They played some great stuff. Lovely interchange. Ben White and Saka here working, linking up really well. Xhaka's picking up really good positions in that forward area, strikes it perfectly on what we would call obviously his lesser foot. Lianco, yes, he should do better. You can see the player. We'd obviously be worried about Martinelli behind him, but there's your man. Pick him up, get close to him. He picks him out really well, and a great finish. It really is. But the movement, this happened time and time again in that first half for Arsenal when you were thinking, could they be 1, 2, 3 up? It wasn't to be. And then second half, as you mentioned at half-time, Les, it's just become a bit more difficult. He seems to run out a bit of steam, a bit of a reality check almost for him.
They seem to, which is unusual for Arsenal, seem to run out of ideas. Southampton put some blocks up, and then they started to get into the game themselves, started to pass the ball around nicely, started to put Arsenal under pressure. And, you know, at the end of the game, I was thinking it was Southampton that was going to go on and win the game.
How did they find a way through?
Well, it was good play. It was good play from Arsenal. There was a dummy pick it up here from the goalkeeper. Uribe just steps over it, great dummy, and this was them on the ascendancy. Great ball in here, great run from Stuart Armstrong coming in here. And you know, as a centre forward, you're always told straight run, a diagonal pass, and you're in on straight ball and diagonal run, and you're in on goal. And
Elianusi does well here, Les. We were thinking he's going to cut in and this with his left foot, but he doesn't. He plays a really cute pass there.
And that's what normally happens. You're cutting on your left there and have a shot, but like he spots the run of Stuart Armstrong, and great ball. And this is a great finish. Knows where the goal is. Doesn't have to look past the goalkeeper. And from then on, you thought Southampton were going to go on and win the game.
They ended up a little bit of a mess there. When you look at Arsenal's back four, we've spoken about him with Saliba and Gabriel in terms of being the two centre-backs. They end up with Ben White, gets drawn across as one of the centre-backs, and he doesn't really know whether to go with the run of Armstrong. He gets caught out. You can see that Ben White now is the man chasing. So he's now become your centre-back. Saliba's behind him. So you have to now stay as a centre-back. You've got to make sure you're matching runs. Armstrong makes a brilliant diagonal run there, but he doesn't see. He sees him too late, doesn't react, and by that time, it's a really good finish by Armstrong. Really good play. But Arsenal, Southampton deserved it. I thought they were excellent second half. Showed real character. The manager's been under a lot of pressure, and it just shows you they got players forward, and I thought they were very impressive in the second half. They deserved it.
But it's been one-way traffic for Arsenal this season. 8 wins on the bounce. Will that feel like a real blow for them, Les?
They will do, especially with the way they played in the first half, because they got the first goal, and I think we was all sitting there expecting Arsenal to go on and score 2, 3, 4 goals, and it looked like it could be that way. So this would have been a stumbling block for them, but I suppose they would have thought this was going to come at some stage. Maybe not against Southampton, but they regroup, and sometimes you have a. I think Southampton did it to them last year. You have a stadium that you go to that you're not quite comfortable in for whatever reason, but they would have gone there full of confidence, and unfortunately it's halted today.
He might use it, Mikel Arteta. We've been in dressing rooms before, Les, where everything's going so well, and that bump in the road comes, and Mikel Arteta might have seen this coming. They're a little bit lucky at Leeds. You know, obviously they've had some great results. They beat Liverpool, but that performance was reminiscent a little bit of the one of Leeds, where they got away with it. But today they didn't. There's still need so many positives and accentuate that. But for his team, I'm sure he might just say, okay, might just give us a little reality check now.
They're still.
Con ella, Paulo Dybala. Ahí la tiene para ponerse a 1. ¡Gol! ¡Gol! Llega el gol para meterse de nuevo en el